let's go to Karishma.
Hi, this is Karishma from India. I have a question on the recent bailout package by IMF to Pakistan. The Indian government has expressed a lot of displeasure with Pakistan planning to use this package to rebuild areas that allegedly support cross-border terrorism. Does the IMF has any assessment of this? Secondly, I also have another question. Could you please provide information on the majority vote that was received in approving this bailout package for Pakistan on May 9th, if you can disclose the information?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, very good. So maybe Matthew, I'll take your last question first, and then I'll move to Pakistan. So with respect to the Indian executive director who had been at the fund, all I can say on this is that the appointment of executive directors is a matter for the member country. It's not a matter for the fund, and it's completely up to the country authorities to determine who represents them at the fund. With respect to Pakistan and the conflict with India, I want to start here by first expressing our regrets and sympathies for the loss of life and for the human toll from the recent conflict. We do hope for a peaceful resolution of the conflict. Now, turning to some of the specific questions about the board approval of Pakistan's program, I'm going to step back a minute and provide a little bit of the kind of chronology and time frame. So the IMF Executive Board approved Pakistan's EFF program in September of 2024, and the first review at that time was planned for the first quarter of 2025. And consistent with that timeline, on March 25th of 2025, the IMF staff and the Pakistani authorities reached a staff-level agreement on the first review for the EFF. That agreement, that staff-level agreement, was then presented to our executive board, and our executive board completed the review on May 9th. And as a result of the completion of that review, Pakistan received the disbursement at that time. What I want to emphasize here is that it is part of a standard procedure under programs that our executive board conducts periodic reviews of lending programs to assess their progress. And they particularly look at whether the program is on track, whether the conditions under the program have been met, and whether any policy changes are needed to bring the program back on track. And in the case of Pakistan, our board found that Pakistan had indeed met all of the targets. It had made progress on some of the reforms. And for that reason, the board went ahead and approved the program. With respect to the voting or the decision-making at our board, we do not disclose that publicly. In general, board decisions are taken by consensus. And in this case, there was a sufficient consensus at the board to allow us to move forward, or for the board to decide to move forward and complete Pakistan's review. And Matthew, with respect to your question on safeguards, I do want to make 3 points here. The first is that IMF financing is provided to members for the purpose of resolving balance of payments problems. In the case of Pakistan, and this is my second point, the EFF disbursements, all of the disbursements received under the EFF are allocated to the reserves of the central bank. So those disbursements are at the central bank, and under the program, those resources are not part of budget financing. They are not transferred to the government to support the budget. The program, and the third point is that the program provides additional safeguards through our conditionality. And these include, for example, targets on the accumulation of international reserves. It includes a zero target, meaning no lending from the central bank to the government. And the program also includes substantial structural conditionality around improving fiscal management. And these conditions are all kind of available if, in the program documents. If you wanted to do a deeper dive. And of course, any deviation from the established program conditions would of course impact future reviews under the Pakistan program.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.